My hardest times where I didn't express self-love was times where I didn't love myself. I was very easily swayed or um my feelings were I was I was easily triggered by what
Mm-hmm.
somebody else would say. And
Hmm.
it wasn't often the person was wrong. It wasn't often the person said anything bad. It was because I believed what they were saying.
Welcome back, everybody. It's your boy Quan and
Hey,
JJ in the building. How you doing?
man, we back, man. Had some technical difficulties, man, but we good now, man. We good. What's up, Quan, man? What you got going on this weekend, man? Anything exciting?
Hey man, I'm just on hustle mode. I'm on my Friday to one
Oh
job. I'm on to the
yeah,
next one tomorrow. So you
yeah,
know what I'm saying? We
yeah.
just getting it in. That's it.
You you part Jamaican? I forgot.
You know what? I probably
Part-
do. Shit. It is what it is,
She
man.
man, but today, man, in our first new rebrand on a new platform, we got our first guest, a friend, a brother
Hmm.
of the show, bringing our boy Jerry back on, man. Gonna talk about self love. So let's add my boy up in here.
Man, what's
What's
going
Yo,
on
good?
with you, man?
what's goody?
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
What's
Yes,
good?
uh,
sir.
from your perspective, as somebody who's seen us from the beginning, how you like the new platform, man? How you like how we doing it now,
Man,
man?
I'm loving it, man. It's the progression. It's just
Yes,
moving
sir.
up, seeing what needs to be fixed, fixing it, and just keep growing, man. Just keep pushing it. Love what y'all boys doing. I'm excited to be a part of it. I appreciate y'all for having me on here, man. It's an honor to be on here with y'all, so I appreciate it.
Yes, sir, man. We love it, man. We love it. So, Quan, what we talking about today, man? Let's jump into it.
We talking about unconditional self-love.
Okay.
We got a few different questions lined up for y'all. I was able to send it out, but we just want to be true and authentic with this here. So we'll first start off with self-love and what does it mean to you? We'll let you start off, Jerry. Got you on
We
here, man.
started
What,
off.
what does self-love mean to you, man?
So for me, man, self love, I define it in a couple of different ways with different terms. For me, self love looks like accountability. It looks like fear. It looks like confidence. It looks like confusion at times. It looks like humility. It looks like enlightenment. And it looks like a lot of it, man, is just having grace with yourself and the patience to be able to understand where you are and where you want to go,
Hmm.
but not neglecting what you've been through and what you've overcome to get to the point where you are today. For me, that's what self love looks like, man. It's all of those things. It's all encompassing. It's hard to just put one sentence or one word with it because it comes with so much. Especially once you start going through it, you realize it's a process, bro. It ain't easy neither, but
Yeah,
that's what it looks like to me, though. That's what it looks like to me.
man, I
Okay.
feel that, bro. Cause I was go listening to what you were saying, and I always go back to one thing, and like all those things obviously are into it, but giving yourself grace is a big
Hmm.
one for me, man. I'm super hard on myself for good reason. There's times where you need to, but I have a hard time of allowing myself to kind of chill. I'm
Yep.
always hard on myself. I'm always, what's the next thing? What should I be doing? What am I not doing? Some days like simple, man, going to the gym, like
Yep.
that's a form of self love, fitness, being into it. And some days I ain't feeling it. And like I'm mad at myself, man. What are you doing, man? Like push through and like sometimes I gotta take a step back, like, hey, you made it here. Just move. If you gotta go walk, go
Exactly.
walk. Like you don't have to do anything. Like listen to your body. So giving myself grace is a tough one that I work with that I think I always think about, man.
My idea of self-love is finding peace within. What does self-love look like to you?
Um I think I've lived on long enough. I've done enough shit that I know when I'm at my best self. So making sure I'm setting myself up for success, i.e., going to sleep on time. Get enough sleep, not wasting time bullshitting on social media. Like you got a long day tomorrow, like give yourself some rest. Going to the gym because I set out a program, like get the workout in. And then when I'm not, let's say I lack the sleep and now I'm waking up in the morning and I'm tired, like I'm already starting the day off on a bad foot. So to me, it's just sticking true to the goals I set out, whatever that may be, and following through with them, holding myself accountable is how I practice my self love every day.
Asking y'all these questions and even writing these questions down to give me an opportunity to sit down on like what does self-love mean to you. It's a combination of all those things that I'm currently not doing, but now I got perspective and awareness to be able to truly get to that point of self-love that I'm looking to get. That unconditional self-love is what we've been talking about.
Like, we all have this version of what self love means, and we know what it means to be given ourselves unconditional love. But what are some ways or some times that you feel like you get off of it? Like we know what to do, we've done it, we know
Hmm.
it's beneficial, but how in your personal lives y'all think it's you get away from it? Like what are some things that contributes to that makes it hard and challenging to stay on that path?
I have fallen off course a little bit and distracted from multiple different things. And it all comes down to lack of discipline.
Hmm.
That's the main reasoning that I'm going to hit for everything that I've ever done or fell off on, whether reading, meditating, everything, working out, whatever it may have been. It comes down to discipline with myself. And I correlate that to a lack of self-love, because me doing these things that I just laid out is me operating at that level of self-love. Yeah. What you think, Jerry?
Shoot, for me, man, honestly, the biggest thing, one of my biggest setbacks is getting caught up in what other people think.
Mm,
I think that's one of my biggest setbacks. I
for
find
real.
myself like I'm just something simple, but it's a pair of boots. It's some Python Chelsea boots. They got like a gold chain on them. And I'm looking at the boots. I want them, but I'm like, shit, man. I don't really know how people going like if I step out in these, like what people gonna think. Then I
Mm,
caught myself, and I'm like, why do I give a fuck what people think? If I like it, and if I want to wear it, I'm gonna wear it. I don't give it. Like, ain't nobody buying it. Ain't nobody in these shoes. So why do I care what people think? So I caught myself with that, and it's been numerous times, and in this journey that I've had, to where I've kind of set myself back, being concerned with what other people are gonna think. You
You're
know what
not
I mean?
alone.
And that's something I'm definitely working on. I mean, you get better at it as time goes on, but you only get better at something by addressing it, then figuring out what you need to do to get ahead of it. So I'm catching myself now, though. I never really caught myself before, but now when I think like that, I catch myself, and then I ask myself, why do I care what other people think?
mm.
And that in and of itself just shows the progression and the steps forward that I'm making in that area.
100%.
But yeah, I think that's one of the biggest setbacks I struggle with on this self love journey.
Bro, that's dope. You can acknowledge that, man. That's what I was hoping to get
Yeah.
at when I asked that question. It's like it's something it's a consistency when you
Hmm.
fall off. Have you dove into it, and it's dope to hear that you dove into that a little bit and can pinpoint what that is. Because for me, man, like I get too comfortable.
Hmm.
I fought to overcome whatever it may be, man. Like let's call it working out. It's the easiest one. We all bring it out. We all work out. I'll be consistent, man. And I see that first sign of results, and I'm like, I'm good. And you
Hmm.
forget what it took to get there.
Mm-hmm.
So that it's like, oh, I missed that one day. Oh, I'm good. I saw the results. Yeah, I'll be cool. I'll pick it up. One day turn to 2 days, and then you pick it back up, and now you broke that cycle of consistency.
Yeah.
And then it just starts seeping in, and it just starts seeping in. Next thing you know, you look up like, man, I remember when I was there, and now I'm back here, and only thing I can come to is complacency because I was hungry, bro. I had a bedtime. I had the bedtime map. I was
Hmm.
making my food on Sunday. I was
Mm.
on it. But when I got the results, I hit that level I was reaching for. I got comfortable. So for me
Hmm.
personally, it's getting too comfortable. You get into it. You get into that rhythm, and
Yeah.
you forgot what it took to get into that rhythm. So what I like to do is constantly, you got to keep pushing that bar. You got to keep
Yeah.
always learning, keep pressing yourself in a constructive way. or else I get too comfortable and complacent. So personally, that's a struggle that I have, is getting too comfortable.
That's for real.
When you think about loving yourself unconditionally, what reactions do you have?
Cutting people off was me. Like I need to trim the fat. Like that's
Yeah.
what came to me. Like to really be optimal to myself, I almost felt like I had to go in a cave, in a metaphorical cave, but like cut the noise out, cut the BS out, and really focus in order to really be true to myself. Don't have a lot of outside distractions. Um, when you just said it again, that's what popped in my mind is I gotta tighten up my circle. I gotta tighten up what I'm investing myself in.
You know what's wild, bro?
Mm-hmm.
My thought was the complete opposite of yours.
Mm.
Mine was to put myself out there more
Hmm.
because I've been in such a bubble since I moved to Washington that I haven't, like, I thought about it. Like, I say I don't like Seattle, but like, I, I caught myself and I'm like, how can I not like a city that I haven't even attempted to go out and experience anything
Hmm.
in? You know what I mean? So for
Yeah.
me, it's the complete opposite. It's putting myself out there and allowing myself to experience more life,
Hmm.
which I haven't done. And like I was me and Quan, though, like I just started CrossFit. I just joined a
Okay.
singles club. Like, and for me, that's a challenge for me to put myself out there to experience more than what I've experienced because I haven't done it yet. And that's on me. That ain't on nobody else except me. You know what I mean? That was a choice I made, and now this is a choice I'm making to stop that trend and put myself out there. Because I can't say I hate something when I haven't even attempted to give it a shot.
That's
So
real.
that's
My how I read that question, I'm gonna read it again for everybody. When you think of loving yourself unconditionally, what reactions do you have?
mm-hmm.
When I first read that question, my thoughts, my reaction was negative. Then I looked at that board and I was like, you only got two things down: working out slash stretching every day and meditating and reading. I was like, what else? That was my initial response from reading that question. It was like fear. And I was like, what the fuck? This is
Yeah.
unconditionally loving yourself. Why, what's the barrier? So yeah, that's some shit I've been looking into.
What was negative about only having those two things that came top of mind? Because the way I see it, like that's top of mind. That's what you came up with. Like, why was that perceived negative? And
Because that's not it. And then I'm looking at self-love as like, is that all? Like if I just did all them things for the rest of my life, are you really, is that true self-love, like unconditional
mm,
self-love?
so
So,
you had a trouble going deeper. You had a struggle going
Yeah.
deeper.
You think
yeah.
that was just the easy
Got
answer
you. Yeah,
Oh,
at first?
I
easy.
got
Yeah.
you. I
For
got you.
sure. I'm like, shit, we got mind, body, spirit. When I've been putting this in, intentionally looking to hit each area of that,
Mm-hmm.
meditating, mind, spirit, yoga, working out, streets, with the body, eating, taking care of, just all them areas to help me achieve that highest level of self-love. Them things
Yeah.
are, they're part of self-love, taking care of yourself. But I'm trying to reach that ultimate, that unconditional self-love.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that hit me with something, man. And I forgot we talked about it a little briefly offline. Um, when I had my hardest times like my hardest times where I didn't express self love was times where I didn't love myself. I was very easily swayed or um my feelings were I was I was easily triggered by what
Mm-hmm.
somebody else would say. And
Hmm.
it wasn't often the person was wrong. It wasn't often the person said anything bad. It was because I believed what they were saying to be
Mm-hmm.
true. So I might wanted to be mad at them, but at the end of the day, when I went home, I believed that deep down. So I didn't have love for myself.
Mm-hmm.
So to practice self-love when you already you don't love yourself is hard as hell.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you are your worst enemy,
Hmm.
it's very tough to practice self-love, especially in a world that most people don't give a fuck about you. They all about what they want and what they want to get. So I mean, I'm happy to say that I'm not there. I was able to recognize it and work through it. I'm not. I'm not some guru. I'm still working through it every day. But when I look back, man, I didn't love myself. And that was some of the hardest times to even love. And let's just be simple, be happy.
And you know what I'm taking from hearing us talk, man. One thing about self love, bro, there's no endpoint. It's a lifelong journey. It's
For
always
sure.
something to be better at, to work on,
Hmm.
and it's processes, it's steps you take. But it's realizing what point you started at, what point you're at now, and what point you want to get to. And that just keeps going as we progress through life. We evolve, we adapt. The life around us changes, so we got to adapt with it.
Hmm.
But that it's a lifelong journey, man. It's a process. It's a marathon. That one that never ends. Honestly, in my
As long
opinion.
as you moving forward,
Yeah,
that's all you
long
can
as you
really
keep
hope
moving
for.
forward.
You stay on the
Exactly.
road and it's gonna turn, it's gonna go up, it's gonna go down, it's gonna
Hmm.
be a fork in the road. You might gotta pivot, like whatever it may
Uh,
be. It's just a journey that continues and continues, and you gotta enjoy the ride.
yeah.
Gotta enjoy the ride.
I'm a spiritual person. And in that journey of self love, the ambitions and the goals that I got now is to get myself to a point where I got that financial freedom to get up out that rat race. If you haven't seen Rich Dad or read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, definitely recommend that one. If you know what I'm talking about, getting out that rat race and being able to truly do and accomplish all the passions that I want. But part of that with the self love is I have such a high want and need to connect with the source. And I'm talking about going out there and traveling the world, which is part of my love language. Get out there and just experience life, really touch the core, go out in nature, see all sorts of different shit, and just vibe, become one with the world and just all the energy, all that shit, man.
In the immediate, the next week to a month, what is one thing you want to implement in your life, um, contributing to self love that you want to get better at? One thing.
One thing for me, waking up at 4 a.m. and using that time to work on my goals, me time before I go to work.
Shoot, for me, man. Like I said, it's putting myself out there and ingratiating myself in things that I wouldn't normally do. So like right now, I'm in CrossFit. This weekend, I'm going to a jazz club.
Hey,
Um,
okay.
I mean, got a concert coming up. Like I've been to maybe two concerts in my entire life. So
Okay.
for me, it's really just putting myself out there and engaging with the events and people and making connections. Um, I was scared as shit of it, but I'm finding a lot of joy in it, man. I'm meeting a lot of great people that I would have never met if I didn't put myself out there. So it's helping me with myself, putting myself out there and doing these things. So
Yeah, for me, I kind of alluded to, man, but it's tightening up for me, man. I'm having a good time, and it was needed. I had
hmm
a big shoot, I made a big switch, moving back home. I got reconnected with folks. Got good with the fam. Been hanging out. Been gone for 10 years, so that's been great. I needed it, but I'm getting to a point where I kind of had that fun. I kind of checked that box off, and now it's time to tighten up and get focused. So for me, it's just tightening up, getting close, getting back on the system, not being so loose and free. Because we all got goals to hit, man. I ain't gonna get there
yeah,
playing around. So right now it's
Hmm.
just tightening up, man.
I got one more for them. All
Yep.
both y'all niggas.
what you got?
What is your truth today?
You always
My
hit
truth
niggas with
today,
this
man.
philosophical shit, bro.
I like it. My truth today
Hmm.
is you can't have the good without the bad in any aspect of life, especially in this self love journey. Like you can't disregard the bad things, overlook them, and just focus on the good.
Hmm.
Because I feel like putting those bad things and highlighting them is where you learn. That's the area that you learn, that you truly grow in. It's easy to do shit when everything's good and dandy, but when you got, like JJ said, when you don't want to work out, that's when you really got to push yourself to get the fuck up and go work out. So
Hmm.
when
Hmm.
you take those bad things, man, and address them, don't ignore them. Face that shit, feel what you got to feel, address it, get what you need to get out of it, and apply that to your life so you can have more good things to come from it. So that's my truth today, man. You got to take the good with the bad.
I see
My
what you
truth
think.
today is learn to love the process. We become so focused on the destination that we neglect the person that you become getting to the destination. So the focus is to fall in love with the process and the person that you're becoming while walking your path more than who you're going to be at the end of it. That's my truth.
I like it.
Y'all hit two good ones, man. I should have went first. Man, y'all making it tough for me, man. I gotta switch it up. I think my personal truth for me, man, is confidence. I think right now I'm in a new lane in life right now in a lot of different areas. And to conquer it and succeed, I have to be confident that I'm going to do it. Because it'll be very easy to go back to what's comfortable. So I'm challenging myself right now. I'm putting myself in a lot of different lanes, and I need to remind myself that I'm there for a reason, and I could do it. So right now it's just being confident. Having relentless confidence in myself, not needing validation from others, because I'm not gonna get that. So being able to be confident that I can succeed in whatever I put my mind to, and go get it, man. So that's where I'm at right now. Shit,
Ooh,
Yeah,
that
all
boy's
right, man.
preaching today, boy.
man.
Dang.
Self
Where
love,
we
man.
at? Self love with it.
It's a journey,
God
man.
damn.